this is not much of a big deal is because they are the hosts. So it's happening in your country, in your terrain, in your region, and over 4,000 people attend. This is what you have to consider. They will not fly to the event. It's like an event in Port Harcourt and I have to attend. I just go there after work. Many of them would not lodge in hotels because they live in the UAE. They'll basically just go back home. Many government officials, ministers in different sectors, just attend the event, give your speech or listen to other people and go back home because you live in the UAE. So the entire country can attend. They are at home. The second is Brazil with 3,081 delegates. Now you're talking. And people want to compare the number of delegates you've sent to your emissions on a global scale. How affected are you and how much are you contributing? And the third, which is Nigeria, is 1,411. And we are tied with China at number 3. Under that, Indonesia, 1,229, Japan, 1,067, Turkey, 1,045. The US, Canada, and all of that are not even up to 1,000. It keeps going down 700, 600, as much as they can spare. Now, let's look at the emissions. China, that is tied with Nigeria at 1,411, is emitting 32%. Carbon emissions from China takes up 32% of the global scale. Followed by the United States, that is emitting 12%. The EU, all 27 countries, 7%. India, 6%. So if you look at the emissions, look at the contribution, and look at the number of delegates, you're like, okay, hold on. Doesn't it seem like we have a lot? Again, 1,000 delegates is not a lot. But when you compare it to what others are sending for the same conference, you want to ask questions. If Nigeria sent the third largest number of delegates, only after the host, UAE, with 4,000 and Brazil with 3,000, these questions need to be asked. And why are people concerned about this? It's very simple. Because it costs Nigeria a lot to send that many people. So reactions. The PDP, which is the main opposition in the country, have reacted. And they said, we need a roll call and the cost incurred by the federal government to send those delegates. A roll call meaning the list of names. We want to know who and who. Because all we hear is 1,411. Names have not been attached to those figures. And it's important that we know how much it's costing the country. The Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, also described the action as wasteful. He said it was sad that the federal government, which ought to be cutting the cost of governance, was being wasteful. Obi's argument is that a lot of delegates are not relevant to the conference. Many of them are friends and hangers-on, people who hardly understand anything to do with climate change. So why are they there? He also said, and this is the interesting part, which a lot of people decided to have joint reactions with him. We have the same number of delegates with China. We're sending 1,411. They are sending 1,411. Look at the economies. The budget of China, the business environment, the revenue they are making, their reserves cannot be compared. The population. I mean, it's difficult to put China and Nigeria in any conversation where we would win. Except maybe there has to be something. Hopefully it will come to mind. So Peter Obi is saying if China can send 1,004 with the resources they have and the emissions, because they also contribute a lot, Nigeria has no right. And these are Peter Obi's words. That's his opinion. Right? So he's saying, why are we sending that many people? Especially people who may have no business being there. Now, let me give you an example. If somebody from the office, my office, is currently in Dubai, somebody from the newsroom, a correspondent, or one of the presenters, you can completely understand and say, hey, he or she is there for journalistic purposes. And as I said, a few of my friends in the media are currently there, covering for their media firm or their climate activist. They have a reason for being there. But if I tell you that Portable, the guy who sang Zazu, is currently in Dubai for the COP summit. The first question you will ask, your first reaction, honestly, would be, what do you mean they do there? And why you don't know Portable personally to understand his knowledge base and domain, you know that what he represents does not align with those conversations. But then you say, okay, well, maybe, he funded himself and he went there, he's interested in things like this. And then I add another statement, say, no, he was sponsored by the federal government. You might get angry. So the big question, which almost everyone is asking, is the identities of the 1,004 and how much did it cost the country? And so with all of this, the presidency responded by saying only a handful, just a few of those 1,004 were sponsored by the federal government. Just a few were registered. You understand? A bulk of the contingents comprise of people from the private sector. Of course, if they're from private, they will sponsor themselves. Business people, civil society organization, people from oil producing. And truth be told, yes, all of those people have a right to attend the COP conference. In registration, of course, you state you're from Nigeria, so they will add you. But you might not necessarily be an official delegate from Nigeria. The Nigerian government nominated at least 589 delegates. So if you can do a little arithmetic, you can tell that that's the number of people the government is sponsoring if they officially registered 589. So while we have 1,400, the official number registered by the government is 589. So if we want to have this conversation, we will say that the government has sponsored 589 people to go to Dubai for COP. That is perspective. So now, the question is for you. With a bit of understanding, what do you make of the number of delegates that are currently in Dubai representing Nigeria? And has the government shown the resolve to cut down the cost of governance? Because a lot of these conversations are around cutting down the cost of governance. I have a break coming up in 3 minutes. After that, we'll talk some more, of course, but I can take your call between now and then. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. It is important that you turn off your radio as you call. I believe we're live on Facebook and Twitter. It's at Nigeria Info PH. Please turn off your radio as you call me. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. Please turn off your radio.
Yeah, my radio is off.
I doubt that.
Driving, but my radio is off.
Okay.
What I want to say this morning is that the government has not shown any form of leadership or direction towards cutting costs. The truth of the matter is, if the government is spending 500, you can be sure that 500 and 500, but you can be sure that they are actually, if they are nominating 598 or whatever, you can be sure they are paying for more, because some will come from the side and all that. We are in a very dire situation economically, but the government seems not to have shown any light in reducing costs.
Brother, I don't know how it works, but your radio is definitely on, or something is responsible for that echo. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You have just 60 seconds. Please go ahead.
My name is Gode Mike, and I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right.
Yes. Talking about representation of this climate change. You see, comparing Nigeria with China, there's no basis at all. How? Nigeria is not an exporting nation. China is far more exporting nation than Nigeria, and they get revenue. So even if they send 1 million people to that place, it's not shaken. We are talking of economic crunch in Nigeria, and you're sending that kind of number to the people. Most of them, like you said, have no business going there at all. So why are we deceiving ourselves?
Well, those are important questions. After the break, hopefully we get those answers. Please stay with us.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. It still is Morning Crossfire 92.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Sam Oracle Chinedu. How did we get here? Well, it's because over 1,400 delegates are currently in Dubai, the UAE, to represent Nigeria at Cop28. Reactions trailed that figure, and the presidency responded by saying only a handful of the 1,411 Nigerian delegates who registered to attend the climate summit. The presidency explained that a bulk of the contingents comprised of private sector players such as business people, civil society organizations, and delegates from Nigeria's oil-producing Niger Delta region. It also argued that the delegates were at the summit to promote their respective causes and not to jamboree. And in the defense of this statement, there are about 10 or 12 journalists who are officially registered, with the government. But I know that there are way more people in, the media space, journalists who have attended, way more than 12. So yes, not everybody is officially registered with the federal government. But the figures we have are 589, which are registered, which also means that that's very likely the number that the government sponsored to the event. So the big questions connected to that figure, whether it's 589 or the 1,411, is what are the identities of these persons? And how much is it costing the country? My question to you is, what do you make of the figure? And has the government shown the resolve to cut down the cost of governance? The numbers to call are 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. We're live on Facebook and Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. I have a comment on WhatsApp from Triumph. It says, Dear Oracle, for the past 8 years, Nigeria has been attending the COP. Cop28 is not the first that Nigeria has attended, but the question is what is on ground that Nigeria has achieved so far? What would be achieved by the Cop28, where the attendance is 97,000? Nigerians that attended is 1,411. The Nigerian government should tell us what will be the outcome of this as a country. That's from Triumph. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Sam, good morning.
Good morning.
Sam, my name is Odema.
All right, go ahead, Odema.
Sam, for 8 years, Buhari did the same thing. Buhari was gallivanting from one country to another. Our own brother here, during Galali, will come to the radio station and he will tell us that we will see the benefit, that investors, that this one will happen and that one will not happen. How do we land after 8 years? Where is our economy after 8 years? Buhari told us that he was going to start from where Buhari stopped. And this is what we take. They will never, quote me, they will never give us the details, the names. This government on that, but they will not give us because they know Nigerians will not react. They will not give us even at 500 stamp. It's too much. How much is the 2024 budget? Look at how much they are using to service only debt alone. They are borrowing to service debt. The same country is borrowing to service debt. It's funding with 500 and so people. Okay, you said business people are there. If you have business people that are sponsoring themselves, why don't you use the number to complement the government own? Do Nigerians have more business with the American business than people in America? The area we realize that the better for us. We should continue praying because right now Nigerians are praying.
Watch how we express those on platforms such as this. But thank you for calling. David from Yenogua. Good morning, David.
Yeah, greetings from the city of Yenogua.
Good morning.
Another question I want to ask is, the state government too also sends their own delegates.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Environment in the state.
Yeah.
Are they inclusive in the 500? And that's what I want to know.
Yeah,
so,
if it's...
then in a nutshell...
Okay, go ahead. Oh my, so sorry, David. I wish you had completed. If they are state government officials, of course they should be. I imagine that, from the states, the Ministry of Environment at different states, I know there are some state governors there. I saw a few pictures. They would definitely be with the official delegation. I don't know what to make of a governor going there as a private. It just does not, It doesn't work well. Ibiso from Odili Road. Good morning.
Sam, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for your breakdown. But
right.
My question there is, that 5,000 plus, after maybe the conference, when they come back 2 months after later, ask them the thing they discussed there. They will not tell you anything. Some of them are just there for, say it's my brother, it's my friend. They want to take selfie picture at the Sam Dome there, buy their smart shopping for their family. The problem I have is taxpayers' money. If you are going there and after the conference, you come back and put it into the society that this is what we are achieving, implement it, and it will work. The thing will benefit you. But these same people will come back as, in fact, the program, when I bring them, just put in their wardrobe, they will not implement anything. And the president is going for oil and gas summit in US. The same people will follow him again. The same, just to show that as a capacity president, I'm with the president in social event. They will not come and implement. In fact, some the local government chairmen, if the councillors are going for councillors meeting, when they're showing them, ask them after 2 months. They will not give you any good results, Sam. Just waste taxpayers' money. The other countries that are bringing people there, when they go back to their country, they implement this thing and these things work. But our own Nigeria, if Nigerian Info is hosting a program and we come with a large delegation, after that program, Sam, call one of them and ask them that this is our program that we organize. What is the topic of the program? Sam, they will not tell you that you want to embarrass me in the public. So they're just there to waste taxpayers' money, take selfie picture, to do one thing or the other, that they travel to Dubai and buy a smart shopping for their family.
All right. Thank you very much,
Ibiso. Objective. Nothing.
All right. Okwando calls from Irebe. Good morning, Okwando.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm struggling to hear you. Please speak up.
Okay. You see, I want to say that there is no justification for the Nigerian government to go with is it 1,411 or 500 delegates in the case. As a matter of fact, how many delegates with the United States came with? The UK and even the United Arab Emirates, how many delegates were there? I think that the reckless spending of this present government is not something to write home about. Now, what was the outcome of the humongous number of delegates that they went there to? Did they perform better than other countries? Did they come out with a better solution than other countries? I think that did not. So the government should not come and be telling us that it is not 1,400 and everything 500. When other governments came with a lesser number of delegates. For me, let this government stop its reckless spending of our resources. Okay. Because the masses are themselves are suffering. Why will the leaders be enjoying on the suffering of the masses?
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. A lot of people have asked, and there are a few questions on WhatsApp. How many delegates were sent from the U.S. because of how big the country is? Well, according to the official figures put out, the U.S. sent 159 delegates, Canada sent 187, Japan sent 255, India sent 725, the UK sent 75, and the EU, the European Union, which is made up of 27 countries, sent 124. So those are the figures from those countries. Zion from GRA, good morning.
Oracle, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Channels Television, 22nd November 2023. President Tinubu has said it deserves to be enlisted in the Guinness World Record. Our president is working hard to be enlisted, and we are murmuring that people sent to COP is too much, he's spending too much money. As he complained that Nigeria does not have money to spend, are we like this in this part of the world? Why don't you want to see the progress of President Tinubu? Why don't you want to accept the fact that he's working tirelessly to make this country a better place? Look at the countries you just mentioned and sent their delegates to. Can you compare to the one in Nigeria? Even EU, a 27-member community, how many candidates or delegates did they send compared to Nigeria 36 states? We always complain, we're always importing. Now the president in his magnanimity is now exporting. We are complaining.
Thank you, Mr. Zion. Of course, I know you're being sarcastic, but while quoting President Tinubu, I don't know why you mentioned Channel Television. Yeah, he did say that he deserves to be in the Guinness World Record. And even though you're being sarcastic, and I understand, the president complained we don't have money. You see, when there is borrowing to fund a budget, these kinds of concerns are valid from people. So yes, indeed, Nigerians will ask questions because they shouldn't. Muriel from Okrika, good morning.
Hi, Sam, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Sam, I would have loved to know the number of delegates that went the last time so we can compare it to the number now.
Yeah, that's a very good one.
But that notwithstanding, Sam, it's not wrong for Nigeria to send delegates and be a participant and participate in those meetings. But the unfortunate thing, Sam, is that the right persons will not be sent. The fresh and young minds that will go there, really listen to these lectures, then come and try to implement it with a current reality there. Those kind of persons will not go. They will not select them, Sam. Our government will send the governors, those that will wear their brother that disrupt their thinking and faculty. You see that when they come back, in fact, at that spot, after the meeting, when you ask them, what do you see? What did you learn? They'll say, the only comment they make is that, Nigeria has been attending, we are a member, there is nothing. And when they come back, they see flagger, they see blow up refineries, these illegal refineries, they blow up, they blow up, they do all sorts of things. They do the opposite of what they listen there. So that's the unfortunate. But it's not wrong for Nigeria to send delegates, honestly. But the right persons should be sent.
All right.
And those lectures should be implemented adequately.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, well, Muriel, you do have the right people at these conferences, I must say. Even though a lot of them will come from the private sector. There are lots of NGOs who send bright minds. There are lots of journalists there. There are lots of climate activists. You actually have people who deserve to be there. The question which Nigerians are asking, and I don't know, I hope we get an answer, is who are the people that were officially registered by the government? Yesterday, as I said, I reached out to some people. I was even supposed to have a guest. One of the guests is currently in Dubai, but because of the timing and the scheduling, it just did not work. So who are the people that were registered? Who are the official delegates? That's the big question. Chima calls from Rumumasi. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. San.
Good morning.
Mr. San, I don't know if you're hearing me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you, Chima. Loud and clear.
Yes, Mr. San.
Yes?
At the time, the country is suffering economic issues. At the time, Nigerians are asked to sacrifice for a better day ahead. We still have a government like this, wasting our resources. Look, Sam, I'm not concerned about the number of delegates, but my concern is the budget you made mention of. To be able to fund Nigerian budget, the chunk of the money will be borrowed. That is the problem. And the government are not concerned about this. You are wasting such amount of money. Look, if you are waiting for Nigerian government to make known the identity of the people, the delegates, Sam, we wait the next 10 years. Because everything about this country is secrecy. Because what I'm...
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
What Nigerian government went there to
Oh, my.
any economic impact in this country?
Okay.
It's more or less a jamboree.
All right, thank you very much, Chima. Now, it's important to note that the last COP, which is Cop27, which happened last year, first of all, President Buhari was not in attendance. He sent, what minister did he send at the time? I'm going to try to... Anyways, he sent a minister to represent him, so he wasn't there. And last year, people were also asking, what is the identity of the delegates? The same way we're asking now, who did you send? That question also came up last year, and we never got an answer. So if there's anything to go by, I'm hoping it's not a pattern. Robin from HA, good morning.
The Oracle himself, Chinedu.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's the place working there?
Yeah, thank you. Please go ahead.
Chinedu, I am bemused by the number of delegates that left Nigeria for COP28. 1,000 and above. You see, the shocking thing in this President Bola Tinubu government is he told us that they were going to rule Nigeria with rule of law. But what I'm seeing, not you, is the opposite. He told us that there's no money. The economy is tight and is struggling. Even last week, when he sent documents to borrow money, Senator Akpabio, the president of the National Assembly, frowned at it and asked that the federal government should stop borrowing. After in his watch, he told us by July ending that the federal government have saved over 1 trillion naira. Borrowing is still going on. What is the benefit of those number of delegates to Dubai? 1,000 plus. Nothing. I have told us that people contributed to make President Ahmed Bola Tinubu come on board, and every one of them will have their pound of flesh. That is what's going on.
Okay.
You can't tell me that the economy that is bleeding the way it is, that we are asked to endure, we are buying fuel at 600, 700, 800 naira in that matter. Nigeria is the only country in the world that produces crude oil and is not having a fortunate refinery. And it's a shame that we should continue to embark on board jamboree in this matter.
Thank you very much, Robin. I'm running out of time. We have 3 minutes left. So, what happened at the COP? Well, first of all, it's a global summit, and the conversations are around climate change. There will be policies reeled out, plans, project policies, what governments of different countries should do, right? For us to have a sustainable future, a world that works. Please lower your emissions to this. There might be recommendations of renewable energy sources. Those that are polluting to this degree, you might have to cut down. It's in these summits that these policies are reeled out. Another very big factor is the networking value. A lot of countries go there, even though the conversation is on climate change, to network and woo investors. Because conferences like this pull the high and mighty. Bill Gates will be there. World leaders will be there. So people from the business sector, CEOs of companies, also try to attend these conferences because the networking value is high. Countries also stylishly woo investors. When your president comes up to speak, he talks about, his investment in alternative energy, how Nigeria is doing this, doing that. And the idea, while also contributing to the COP, is to tell investors our country is also very good for so and so. So policies that countries must adhere to, propose alternative means so that we can tackle climate change and, of course, the networking value. These are some of the things that happen. So should there be delegates? Yes. As a matter of fact, the leaders at the very top should be there. But 1,411, honestly, by any standard, that is huge. What I'm looking at is who is winning. And the answer to that question is the UAE. Because the tourism sector, you have close to 100,000 people coming into their country. Most of them will book flights. The airline. Most of them would lodge in hotels. So these couple of days is very good business for the UAE. I'm hoping that Nigeria can come to a point where we can also, come up with initiatives that would help boost different parts of our country. Well, thank you for being a part of the show. It has been wonderful. Coming up at 9 is the news, and after that, Jude takes you on Hello Port Harcourt. I believe Andrew would return tomorrow, for the Morning Crossfire. We all cannot wait. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.